Imagine you are standing in front of the mirror in a wedding dress or suit. Your heart is pounding, and you have one question in your mind. Why him? Why her? What if it wasn't an accident? What if your choice is not your will, but an invisible pattern woven by karma? Today, we're going to uncover a secret that even the sages are silent about. Marriage karma. Why do you marry this person, and can you change it? This is not just philosophy, it's the key to rewriting your destiny. Stories that will take your breath away, mind-turning Zen parables, and steps that will have the universe whispering to you. You are stronger than you think. Don't close the tab, and in just a few minutes, your life could change forever. Karma is not a punishment. It's the law of cause and effect as taught by the Buddha. Our thoughts become our destiny. Every action, word, even a fleeting glance from the past are the building blocks of your marriage. Remember the parable of the two monks. The old master said to his apprentice, "You are going to marry a woman with a scar on her arm. It's payback for burning down her house in a previous life." The apprentice fled to the mountains after these words, but years later, he met her by chance at the well with a scar. As you can see, fate catches even those who hide. We rarely realize that marriage is a mirror of our karma. As Zen Master Dogen wrote, a partner is a shadow of your inner self. He comes to reveal what you refuse to see in yourself. The jealous attracts the unfaithful. The one who fears loneliness attracts the cold and aloof. This is not a coincidence. It is the law of cause and effect, which Buddhists call Rin, the endless cycle of rebirth. But how do you break this cycle? Imagine, you have been scolding your husband for years for being rude. But when you were a child, your father yelled at your mother, and you made a promise to yourself. I'll never be like that. But your subconscious memorized the pattern and attracted the pain. As Buddha would say, you hate in others what you're afraid to admit in yourself. Why do we choose the ones? Zen answers, you don't choose, you recognize. It's an echo of past lives. The pain unforgiven then becomes a magnet now. You are drawn to the one who reflects your unhealed wounds. That's how karma teaches you through love. But Buddha also said, there is no one who is worthy of your tears, and the one who is worthy will not make you cry. So karma is not a sentence. It is a task. Your marriage is a classroom where your soul takes a test. If you pass, the pattern of destiny will begin to change. In Zen, they say, love is not a choice, it's a choice of path. Imagine your marriage is a bowl of bitter tea. You can spill it out, break the cup, or finish it to feel the sweetness on your lips after the bitterness. How do you break the loop? Imagine you are a Zen master who has spent years carving a statue out of stone. Why do you strike the stone? You ask him. Because inside is the Buddha. Your marriage is a rock. Every conflict, every tear, every I hate you is a blow, chipping away at everything unnecessary, until your true essence is revealed. The story of the monk who prayed for 30 years to change his wife. His teacher interrupted him. You've been praying to the wrong God. Ask her to change you. The karma of marriage is not broken by running away, but by transforming yourself. You are the director of your karmic play. There are 3 important steps from the ancient scrolls. Awareness. Why is he, a she, it causing such pain? This is a mirror. In it are your fears that need to be embraced. Accept. As the Zen master said, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to swim. Stop fighting, start understanding. Act. Every kind word, patient glance, step towards you is a seed of new karma. In 1,000 such steps, you will rewrite your history. Akiko from Kyoto hated her husband for 20 years until she found out. In a past life, he saved her from a tiger. But she didn't say thank you. Karma demanded, learn gratitude. She started with a cup of morning coffee he made. A year later, he said, you look at me like you did in the woods. The karmic debt was paid. Here's a story where things went differently. Carlos believed his wife was his cross to bear. He left her, and a year later, he had a terrible accident. A stranger saved him from death in the accident. The same wife. Karma doesn't let go until the lesson is learned. Zen whispers, think of karma as a river. The Buddha said, a river flows along the path of least resistance, but even a river can change course if a stone falls in the right place. Your daily actions are those stones. Today's kindness, tomorrow's patience. They redirect the flow of destiny. Remember the parable of the woman who cursed her husband for his coldness. One day, an old monk gave her a vessel. Carry it with you, but don't spill a drop of water. Days later, she realized that while she was saving the water, she had stopped noticing her husband, and he started carrying the vessel instead of her. Karma broke when she stopped focusing on the pain. Your marriage is a dialogue with the universe. Every time you scream, why can't he hear me? Zen whispers, did you hear the silence between his words? Asterisk. Sometimes the answer of karma is hidden in the pauses. Buddhist wisdom says, a lotus is born out of mud. Your quarrels, your misunderstandings, are the dirt from which a new level of intimacy can blossom. But it takes sunlight, your awareness. The story of Yuki and Takuma. They fought every day until Yuki found her husband's diary with the entry. Today she called me selfish. Maybe I've become one. She cried as she read how he tried to be a better person. Karma had brought them together not for war, but to heal childhood wounds. His father drank, her mother criticized. Their marriage became a melting pot where pain turned into wisdom. How do you run this alchemy? Zen masters teach. Look within. Behind your partner's anger is insecurity. Behind your jealousy is your fear of being unwanted. Find the root. Turn words into rituals. Instead of, you make me angry, say, I'm hurt. These words are mantras that reprogram karma. Create new anchors. Hold hands for 10 seconds every night. This will become a bridge between your universes. But what if your pain has become poison? The Buddha warned, don't carry a dead body on your shoulders. Do you think it needs you? You are the one who needs the suffering. Sometimes the karmic lesson is to learn to say goodbye. Zen teaches, the door of the cage is open, but you cry because you're used to the bars. Karma gives a choice. Stay in the cycle of pain or step out into a new lesson. But it takes courage to hear the whisper of the soul. You deserve better. You don't have to wait for the next life. The monk Thich Nhat Hanh said, the present moment is the doorway to karmic healing. Every morning, ask your partner, what can I fill your day with today? Asterisk. This isn't romance. It's the magic of rewriting the past. Try the karmic mirror ritual. Stand across from each other. Make eye contact for 5 minutes. For the first 2 minutes, you will see irritation, then a child who was once offended. By the end, you'll see your own reflection. To love another is to come home, Zen says. Do an experiment for 7 days. Say thank you to your partner, not for their actions, for their existence. Thank you for breathing next to us. Thank you for still believing in us. On day 8, you'll see someone you've never noticed. Scientists say we are made of stardust. Zen adds, and your quarrels are clashes of universes seeking a new balance. One day, a dying old man called out to his wife, "Forgive me for leaving her when I was young." She smiled. "I knew it. But if I had left then, who would have taught you to forgive yourself?" Star. Karma had brought them together, not for love, but for redemption. And they made it. Now it's your turn. Perhaps you are a warrior who must fight the dragon of your own fears, or a gardener growing a new kind of love. All karma does is plant the seeds. It's up to you to decide what grows from it. There are 4 laws of karmic relationships from ancient texts. The law of reflection. Your partner is you in another body. What is it about him that makes you angry? It's your unhealed part. The law of gratitude. Every night, write down. Thank you for. Even if you hated each other tonight. Law of the wind. Sometimes you need to step back to experience the value of intimacy, but don't lose sight of each other. Law of the grain. What you put in today will come up years from now. You can't reap love if you sow resentment. Remember, marriage is not 2 people looking at each other. It's 2 people looking in the same direction. Karma is a compass, but you have to keep it together. The power of forgiveness is the sword that cuts karmic chains. The ancient texts say, forgiveness is not a weakness. It is a sword that cuts the chains of the past so that you can walk into the future. The Buddha taught that by holding on to grudges, you drink poison, hoping the other will die. Mariko and Hiroshi's story. He cheated on her, and she wore the pain like a cursed amulet for decades. One day, a monk said to her, "You're afraid to forgive because then the meaning of your suffering will disappear." After that, she wrote a letter to her husband saying, "I'm letting you go and myself." The next day, Hiroshi, whom she hadn't seen for 15 years, sent a reply. "Thank you. I can go now." He died a week later. The karmic cycle had ended. How do you forgive? It's very simple. Create a ritual. Write on a piece of paper everything that has hurt you. Burn it, saying, "This no longer defines me." Sprinkle the ashes at the roots of the tree. Let your pain become fertilizer for new love. Karmic lessons. How do you recognize them? Your partner is your best teacher. If he's angry, that's the lesson of patience. If he is cold, it's a lesson to learn to warm yourself. Zen Master Suzuki said, "Love is when you are grateful even for a wound because light has entered you through it." Do an experiment. Keep a diary for a week, writing down, "Today, my partner showed me," not facts, feelings. He showed me that I'm afraid of being abandoned. He reminded me that I'm worthy of tenderness. In 7 days, you'll see a map of your lessons. Remember the parable of the blind man and the lame man. Karma brought them together. The blind man carried the lame man who saw the way. Your marriage is a union of 2 incomplete people who together gain wholeness. In the ancient text, Vimalakirti Nirdesha, there is a marvelous line. The deepest teachings of the Buddha can be realized not in the monastery, but in worldly life, amidst passions, tears, and love. Your marriage, no matter how toxic it may seem, is your own personal monastery. What if changing karma is not about avoiding suffering, but about learning to see the light in it. As the Buddha said before he died, everything that is born dies, but what you have learned in love will remain with you even after 1,000 rebirths. The last secret is your immortal soul. Buddha said, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the whole ocean in one drop." Your marriage is the meeting of two oceans. The waves crash against the rocks, but the depths remain untouched. Imagine 100 years from now, your bodies will be stardust. But every moment of love, every breakthrough the pain, will remain in the universe as a constellation. What pattern do you want to leave? The story of two lovers buried in the same tomb. There's an inscription on the stone. They argued, they cried, they betrayed, but at the last moment, they held hands. Karma forgiven. If you've seen this far, you're not the same person you were a few minutes ago. You're holding the key. Use it. Click subscribe right now, because tomorrow you may forget this impulse. Each new video is a step toward becoming the creator of your destiny, not the victim of it. Give it a like if at least once today you felt, "This is me." Write in the comments one word that resonated with your soul. Let this be our karmic pact to change lives through truth. And remember, tomorrow, when you look into your partner's eyes, you will be able to say, "We are not an accident. We are a revolution." Until the next meeting in eternity.